I have a question for you today. What's the similarity between Gone Girl, Memento, and Fight Club? They are all thriller movies. The thriller genre of movies is quite diverse and interesting. There's a particular kind of thriller that doesn't just entertain you, it unnerves you. Not because of blood, or monsters, or sudden screams, but because it quietly dismantles your sense of reality. These aren't your average thrillers with predictable killers or flashy twists. These are the ones that make you question your own intellect. Many can argue about the ingredients that make a perfect thriller movie. However, the core element remains the same. The moments of silence when things seem like they're okay, but there's still an unshakable feeling of impending danger. So today, we're diving into the thrillers that disturb through atmosphere, psychology, and the cruel simplicity of human nature. We have handpicked some lesser-known thriller movies that deserve some recognition from fans like you and me. Welcome to One Movie Studios, and let's get started.
どうして俺を逃がしてくれたん？分かってる。俺を逃がして俺の本当の秘密を突き止めたかったんだ。あんた一人だけで。
Some movies rely on jump scares, scary creatures, or even sound to make your skin crawl. However, we forget that sometimes the dark side of human nature is enough to give someone nightmares for a week. A good director knows how to provoke that feeling, and doing that while keeping everything so simplistic is nothing less than a feat. Welcome to the busy streets of Tokyo, as we follow Detective Takabe chasing a series of murders linked by a strange pattern. Each victim is different, unconnected, with no apparent motive. The only similarity between them is the X that's carved on their bodies. Even though the culprits are found near the crime scene, they don't remember anything about it. Kiyoshi Kurosawa's Cure begins like any police procedural, but the deeper it digs, the stranger it gets. The brilliance of this film is that it refuses to give you closure. The real horror isn't the murders, it's how far humans are willing to go. By the end, the line between detective and killer dissolves completely, and the cure becomes an infection of the mind. Cure is a slow burn. It's like that perfect glass of wine that slowly reveals its flavors. It critiques the idea that reason and order can contain chaos. Beneath the calm surface of everyday life, Kurosawa shows a primal, uncontrollable darkness that reason can't explain or cure. While we are discussing deception, let's take a look at another movie that depicts it in a haunting manner.
Ni habrá salvación sin sufrimiento, ni usted es más listo que yo.
It's scary how defensive the human mind can become to not be proven wrong. Such is the case with Adrian, a successful businessman who wakes up in a locked hotel room beside the body of his lover. The door was bolted from the inside, the window sealed. Even though he swears he's innocent, every piece of evidence says otherwise. In a race against time, he must prove his innocence to his lawyer, Virginia. Over one long, tense night, the truth begins to unfold, piece by piece. The Invisible Guest is a masterclass in controlled storytelling. It's told mostly through dialogue between two people sitting in a room, revisiting events. You're constantly recalibrating, questioning what's true, what's rehearsed, and what's being planted. Director Oriol Paulo does a remarkable job. Every confession is a setup, every memory a misdirection. It's quite scary and chilling the way we realize how. By the time the final reveal comes, you realize you might have been fooled too. This film is perfect if you want to step into the shoes of a detective and try to piece the story together yourself. It's quite an underrated film and deserves a bit more love and recognition. The Invisible Guest is all about finding the truth. However, the next film shows us the hefty price one might have to pay in search of the truth.
Monsieur Hoffman, je suis l'homme que vous cherchez, qui a fait des beaux-arts à Nîmes. Je vous ai vu, mais vous n'étiez pas seul, j'ai pas osé vous déranger. Elle est morte? Venez avec moi en France et vous saurez tout. Jusqu'à sa mort. Je vous offre cette chance.
Some movies leave a lasting impression on you, whether it is the brutal conclusion of Requiem for a Dream or the moral questions raised by Parasite. Some movies just stay on our minds for many days, or even leave a lasting message for the rest of our lives. The Vanishing is one of those movies. It begins with a couple, Rex and Saskia, on a road trip across France. They stop at a gas station, Saskia goes inside, and never comes back. There are no screams, no blood, no witnesses. She just disappears into thin air as if she never existed. Rex spends years searching for her. Saskia! Consumed by curiosity, he appears on TV, puts up posters, keeps returning to the same rest stop, hoping for a trace. And then after 3 whole years, a kidnapper contacts him. not to threaten, but to explain. He offers Rex a choice. If he truly wants to understand what happened, he must experience it himself.
Je vais vous le raconter, je vous l'ai promis. Mais la seule façon de vous le raconter, c'est de vous faire vivre exactement ce qu'elle a vécu.
And when Rex finally accepts his offer, the truth is revealed not in words, but in darkness. It's a story that refuses comfort at every turn. The power of the vanishing lies in its restraint. There's no chase, no heroics, just the chilling inevitability of fate. This ending doesn't shock you, it haunts you. It's the kind of dread that lingers long after the screen fades to black because it reflects something primal. Our fear not of death, but of not knowing.
Et l'incertitude? Cette éternelle incertitude, Monsieur Hoffman? C'est ça le pire.
While The Vanishing is a slow and steady carousel, the next movie is a brash roller coaster.
Sagen Sie, was ist denn das für ein Ton?
Pass auf, dass ich dir deine Eier nicht ausreiße.
We have talked a lot about how filmmakers play with your emotions and senses to deliver an outstanding story. However, you never see any filmmaker mock the audience. Well, at least not till now. This is the story of two seemingly polite young men at a family's vacation home, dressed in white gloves, carrying golf clubs, and speaking with unsettling calm. However, within minutes, the tension becomes unbearable. Then the violence begins, not in spectacle, but in suggestion.
So viel auf und wegen eines Torwarts.
The director deliberately avoids showing blood. He points the camera away from the action, forcing you to sit with the family's humiliation instead of the thrill. That's when it hits you. Funny Games isn't about violence. It's about us. It weaponizes audience expectation, turning entertainment into an indictment.
Warum bringt ihr uns nicht gleich um?
Sie dürfen den Unterhaltungswert nicht vergessen. Wir würden doch alle unseren Spaß gebracht.
Every scream, every plea, every ounce of empathy becomes a mirror reflecting our own voyeurism. Funny Games isn't disturbing because of what happens on screen. It's disturbing because it exposes why we keep watching. It puts us in a place that feels disturbing and unsettling. The situation it puts you in will keep you thinking even while you watch another movie. Speaking of another movie, let's move to our final movie. When I was younger, I heard somewhere that fear doesn't stop death. It stops life, and that is the only perfect way I can describe this next film. The Wailing is set in a small South Korean village. It begins with a series of gruesome murders and an outbreak of madness that spreads like wildfire. A bumbling policeman, Jong-gu, tries to make sense of it, but the deeper he investigates, the more reality dissolves into superstition. What starts as a local crime story spirals into something cosmic. There's a mysterious Japanese stranger, a shaman's ritual, and an unseen force pulling every string. The film doesn't offer clear answers. Instead, it traps you in the same confusion as its protagonist. Every explanation feels right, until it doesn't. Every character you trust could be the devil in disguise. The genius of The Wailing is its spiritual ambiguity. It's not about religion or demons. It's about faith collapsing under chaos. The more Jong-gu tries to understand, the less he knows, until doubt itself becomes the real infection. By the end, The Wailing isn't just disturbing, it's apocalyptic. It shows how fear spreads faster than disease, how evil doesn't need to reveal itself to destroy you. Sometimes all it takes is the absence of truth. Each of these films operates on a different level of disturbance. One manipulates your perception, and another your empathy, another your morality. They're not designed solely to entertain, they're designed to impact you. What connects them all is control. The illusion of it, the loss of it, the horror of realizing we never had it to begin with. Whether it's through hypnosis, lies,
Es ist auch nicht wahr, was ich sagte.
philosophical games, or spiritual confusion, these movies strip away the comforting idea that we understand the world. Maybe that's what makes them so effective. Because deep down, the most disturbing thrillers aren't about monsters, murderers, or the supernatural. They're about us, our illusions, our guilt, our need for order in a world that makes none. So if you ever decide to watch these films, don't expect answers, expect questions, the kind that linger long after the credits roll. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the other videos on your screen right now. I would love to hear about your favorite underrated gem. This is One Movie Studios, and we'll see you in the next one.